Welcome to video number one. I am talking with Valerie Harjo at Guardian Lending. Welcome, Valerie Harjo. Good to have you here.
Thanks, Lynda. Great to be here with you today.
Okay, so the first question that I have for you is, how do interest rate movements affect the pre-approval over time? Do you have any tips? I mean, when I'm working with a buyer, I'm going to have them get pre-approved, but with interest rates changing the way that they are and the market's changing, the pre-approval work that they've done might not work for the property that they wind up wanting to buy. What are your thoughts on that?
Well, it definitely is more critical today than it ever has been in the past. When we are looking at these higher interest rate markets and we are looking at high priced homes, that wiggle room that we have with, let's say, the debt ratio for qualifying that borrower is going to be a much tighter margin. So really the most important thing that I would recommend real estate agents and the buyers that they're working with is continue to be in contact with their loan officer on a regular basis. As you and I have chatted about in the past, we are sometimes seeing rate movements up or down daily, multiple times daily. So that can change over a week or 2 weeks very, very dramatically. So it's really super important that real estate agents keep the lender involved in the process of showing property, keep listings coming our way to run numbers to make sure that buyers are not writing offers, randomly, or if a lot of months go by, to really understand that it could be a very different environment. So I do talk to my buyers is to make sure that they continue to connect with me, that we are touching base, weekly on what rates are doing, how that might be impacting their qualification numbers, and that really we need to have a very, very close relationship and handle on that, because it is a big and significant impact if rates do go up, for example, and we now are not qualified for the house that we thought we were.
So when buyers are out there looking at properties, do you like them to connect with you weekly? And if so, what's a good way for them to connect with you? Call, email, what's
Right.
best?
Yeah, so really, email is a great way. So when I first work with a client and we get that base number started, we're looking at, let's see, the cost sheet that we're working on, and we're really identifying that payment that the client is interested in, that we see them qualified for. That is sort of like the first rung of the ladder. And so as they go into the market and start looking at homes, if they find a home very quickly, in some of my markets, it does work that way, then we're pretty assured that that is going to be pretty close to the rate that we were looking at for the pre-approval. However, over here on Kauai, as we have such a low inventory, if it takes a couple weeks or a month or even longer, then we really need to be in contact more. I really encourage borrowers, even if it feels like there's nothing out there, we need to keep the conversation going. And I would prefer a weekly check-in. A lot of times I'll just touch base with the client, let them know that, hey, rates are a little bit lower this week, or rates have kind of jumped up a little bit. And really also the realtor and the loan officer need to be connected as well, because I don't always know what you're doing with the client. You might be showing property every day, and I don't always know that. So really kind of keeping hands-on with our active clients, or ones that are going to wait longer, or whatever the reason is. We want, you and I, as the loan officer realtor connection, need to be in constant contact as well. So I'm kind of not in the dark watching the rates go up while you're showing property and we haven't had that conversation, because that could be recipe for some problems.
Yep, you're really partnering with them on a weekly basis, actively staying in the mix. Excellent. Thank you so
Yeah.
much. Aloha.